So, parallel universe, got to see him versus Shorty G. Just saying.
Go ahead, Pasty. I'll let you have it.
They could start a tag team called CLD, Cute Little Dudes.
We got the cute little dudes.
Well, shit, that's about as good a note to sign off on as any, isn't it?
Well, except we haven't gotten the tiebreaker in yet, so...
Oh, shit, yeah.
It'd be nice to get that in before we sign off.
I guess we can do that.
What do you want to go? I mean, Retribution, they're finally pushing them big, but they haven't appeared on any pay-per-views. It's kind of a flip of a coin, if you ask me.
Right.
Which makes it a great tiebreaker, I guess, but...
I wonder if they don't interfere a whole bunch throughout the night randomly. But I don't really see any one particular match they would target.
Well, we're not being specific. We're just saying, do they interfere in the pay-per-view?
By the way, did
I spell breaker right? Because it just looks bad. I feel like it's right.
No, you're missing an E. Breaker.
Ah, look at you. There we go. That looks much better. Looked like Bracker. And I'm like, what the fuck is Bracker?
Now it just looks like Breaker.
It's better than Bracker. I'll take a Breaker over a Bracker any day. That's a new tag team, Breaker and Bracker. The Breakers. The Breakers, Breaker and Bracker. Sounds like some really stupid fucking NWA shit from the 70s or 80s.
That's the new faction, the side faction in the Retribution.
Right? The Breakers, Breaker and Bracker.
And it's just Authors of Pain.
That's their new Stu Grayson and Evil Uno. Breaker and Bracker. Breaker and Bracker. They could just get Bunsen and Beaker from the Muppets.
There you go. I was thinking Beaker the whole time we were going through that. That new Muppet show on Disney Plus is pretty rad.
You know what? It's pretty good, actually. I like the setup of it. The Swedish Chef kills it every time for me.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I could just
How
watch
come he's the only one who gets
shit.
like a segment on every show?
Because he's the best. Miss Piggy gets a segment on every show, too.
Yeah. She shouldn't.
Die. That's probably one of my least favorites, to be honest. Although I did like the slapping one, the very first one they did, where it just slapped the shit out of her. That was kind of cute. Kind of fell off after that.
No, I haven't watched it all yet, but the one night I sat down, I watched more episodes than I intended on. So that's a good thing. Probably better than this pay-per-view is going to be.
For sure. I'd watch 3 hours of the Muppet Show on Disney Plus before I'd watch this shit.
Try to talk your kid into, can we just watch the Muppets instead?
He doesn't fucking like it. He likes the Swedish Chef ones. He'll sit and just watch the Swedish Chef shit with me, but the rest of it he doesn't care for. I think it's more because it seems like it's childish, but I try to explain to him, the Muppets started out as, adult humor and risque and violent, and it's this stuff isn't as violent and risque, but it's still good.
It plays
humor.
that line really good, yeah.
That being said,
you can watch with your kid.
Speaking of the Muppets, Retribution interfere in the pay-per-view. Pasty, what say you? I'm giving you the pick. You're behind.
You know, it's easy money to say yes, but I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no. They didn't at the last pay-per-view when I thought they would. I don't see any place for them to now. They just had their debut on Raw.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, to me, it's basically a flip of the coin. Part of me says
the only thing I can see is them coming in and ruining the IC match. And that would piss me off.
Are they Raw guys or are they SmackDown guys?
They're contained on Raw as of 3 weeks ago.
No. These guys. Jeff Hardy, AJ Styles, Sami Zayn.
Oh.
That's why I asked, because apparently Retribution is just a Raw group. Now that they have contracts and they can do anything they want, they have to.
I see Championship as SmackDown because Lashley's in Raw Underground a lot.
So it would be kind of odd for them to interfere in that one. Not that
at a pay-per-view.
Yeah, exactly. It's not that there's any fucking rules to this shit anyways, WWE.
Right. Wouldn't that be funny if Retribution stopped going on SmackDown because they got signed?
That would be good. They just caught every pay-per-view they attack SmackDown people, and they do a promo one time where they're like, "We can't touch them on their show because we're contracted to Raw, but at pay-per-view all bets are off."
Survivor Series, by Survivor Series, they're heels or faces for Team Raw.
Right.
We're gonna bring it home for Raw, Vince. Don't you worry.
It's fucking stupid.
Go get him, Slapjack.
I love it. Go out there and teabag him, T-Bar. That should be his finishing move, the teabag. T-Bar hits him with the teabag. Just like what Yokozuna or King Kong Bundy or them used to do, where they just sit on their chest. So it like literally is teabagging them.
Yeah. Or what about Trish Stratus's corner move with the crotch in the face?
You mean the
Bronco Buster?
The Bronco Buster from X-Pac?
Yeah, there you go. Trish Stratus did it though better with less yeast infections.
I don't know, man. X-Pac, he went all out, man. He's ripped his anus open more than one time in that move. To me, that's putting your everything into it. You gotta give a man credit when he rips his anus for your applause, Pasty.
He only ripped his anus because of all the drugs he had up there at the time.
Well, it happens. You can't blame him. You really can't blame him. All right, Retribution interfere. Pasty says no. I say yes. That's a tiebreaker. It'll probably come down to the tiebreaker. I wouldn't be surprised.
It should. I wasn't even fighting it. I'm like, I should make some risky choices here. And I'm like, no, because it doesn't make sense. No, Riot Squad is not going to beat Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. Like, there's so much of it has to fall one way.
It just seems so weird that there's going to be so few titles. Not really, I guess. Can't have them all change titles, and I wouldn't want it to be 50-50. That's just goofy. So, we'll see what happens, in all honesty. Before we go, all I want to say is rest in power. Road Warrior Animal, Joe Laurinaitis. We miss you, my friend. As soon as we're done here, I'm going to go put on some Road Warrior matches from the old NWA.
You do that. With that being said, this has been Beef Six Podcast. Thank you for tuning in, and join us next week as we break down the results from this fantastic pay-per-view we're about to watch.
And preview a fantastic NXT takeover coming up.
Yes. Justice for Breonna Taylor.